Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a massive water main break leaves a hole on Hillsborough Street in Raleigh. We have a live report from that scene.
And our temperatures are chilly this morning, but we're on our way into the upper 60s to near 70 this afternoon. I'll show you how long the warm air sticks around.
And tracking learning trends. The new report just released at midnight that shows North Carolina students are doing a bit better in certain subjects since the pandemic. So an encouraging report there. We'll break down those numbers for you in just a moment. But first, it is 4:30. Good morning to all you early risers. We're glad you're with us on this Wednesday. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. And we have an early riser reward here with this forecast, certainly, as we are trending in a warmer direction. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. Not there yet, though.
It's a little on the cool side this morning. You know, it is still January. So when our skies are clear and our winds are fairly calm, we do cool off pretty quickly. And so that's what happened overnight last night and this morning. This is a live look at Cary, the Cary Park. It is 38 degrees, but we do still have a southwesterly flow about 6 miles per hour this morning. But remember, it was breezy yesterday. We'll see that wind picking up a bit later this afternoon. So 20 to 25 with some gusts up to around 30 miles per hour. Temperatures heading out the door, some 30s and 40s. It's 38 in Durham, but 42 in Fayetteville, 40 in Goldsboro, 39 Rocky Mount, 41 in Roxborough. So it's coat weather out there still. But, you know, shedding the coats as we get through the next few hours. Once we get to lunchtime, 61 and then 67 for the high this afternoon. We have a day or two where we'll be pushing 70 degrees, but also some rain in the forecast for part of the weekend. We'll check it out.
Breaking news, Hillsborough Street in Raleigh is closed after work to repair a water main break. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from the scene. Kelsey, crews have been working there since 11 last night.
Yes, Renee, so that's now more than 5 hours that crews have been working on this water main break. We'll give you a look now at what we're seeing. So this is located at the roundabout that includes Hillsborough and Morgan Streets. This is a part of that series of roundabouts that are on or near NC State's campus. Renee just told you that crews have been here since 11 o'clock last night, so you can still see them there as water is still coming out. We imagine that this crew will still be here for a while, but coming up the next half hour, we'll talk about ways that you can avoid this road closure if Hillsborough Street is a part of your morning commute. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Durham police have a teenager in custody in connection with an assault on a state trooper over the weekend. Another teenager wanted in the investigation is still on the run. Officers swarmed Durham Chapel Hill Boulevard last night as they searched for the teens. They say the 14 and 15-year-old suspects abandoned a car there and ran off. The teens were wanted after police say they shot at a trooper during a chase in Orange County on Saturday. Officers were able to catch one of the teens and take him into custody. We've reached out to Highway Patrol and Durham Police for more information about the teen who remains on the run.
New this morning, North Carolina's 4th and 8th graders are doing a bit better in math, but not in reading. That's according to the nation's report card released at midnight. The data shows mixed results for recovering from pandemic learning loss. The state is making some changes to how it teaches kids to read. State Superintendent Mo Green said those changes will take time to show up on the tests.
Durham Public Schools says it is working on retaining more experienced bus drivers. The school board met yesterday to discuss their nearly $7 million budget shortfall. They say the transportation team added 13 current employees from within Durham Public Schools. School leaders say recruitment and training efforts will be an ongoing process. They say they are working to ensure competitive pay rates and online social media and radio ads to garner attention.
This afternoon, lawmakers will receive updates on Helene recovery in North Carolina. They'll get more information on FEMA housing and federal recovery resources this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Lawmakers will be evaluating how to spend relief funding.
Not only how much money do we spend, but where do we send it? Do we use that money from the state to repair roads? Do we use it to send it directly to local governments who might have less money coming in from taxes because tourism is down?
Today's meeting comes ahead of a meeting with the Hurricane Disaster Management Committee tomorrow.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will face tough questions from senators when his confirmation hearings begin today. President Donald Trump has selected him to head the Department of Health and Human Services. RFK Jr. had no comments for reporters last night after his cousin, Caroline Kennedy, released a scathing letter urging the Senate not to confirm him. In that letter, the former U.S. ambassador and daughter of President John F. Kennedy said her cousin is a predator who is unqualified and lacking any relevant experience to the role.
Bobby preys on the desperation of parents of sick children, vaccinating his own kids while building a following hypocritically discouraging other parents from vaccinating theirs.
Caroline added she believes her father and uncle would be disgusted by Kennedy Jr.'s views. He's expected to appear at the Senate Committee on Finance and the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions today.
People are seeking help and advice in North Carolina as concerns about immigration enforcement arrests grow. Siembra NC is an organization that aims to protect people from discrimination. It says it has taken many calls in recent days from people worried about possible ICE activity in their communities. People have lined up outside the Mexican consulate in Raleigh seeking help. WRAL spoke with one woman from Virginia whose husband is here from Mexico legally.
We have all of our papers in order and we are legal permanent residents. There's always that fear. Maybe you're going 5 miles over the speed limit and you get pulled over. Is that going to be cause to strip him of his legal permanent residency?
Siembra NC says it plans to hold training sessions to help with what people need to know if they are confronted by ICE agents.
Today, a new treatment facility to remove forever chemicals from water opens in Raleigh. Aqua Water is holding a ribbon cutting today for the new treatment plant at the Bayleaf Master System in North Raleigh. It will be the largest PFAS treatment facility Aqua has opened to date. The ceremony is happening at 11 this morning.
Outbreak of an ancient disease, the troubling health alert in Kansas, where dozens of people are infected with tuberculosis.
The ice pick bandit. Police say a person or group of people is targeting truckers in the South.
It takes a crazy person to be able to go slash truck tires in the middle of the night.
We'll show you the moments the suspect was caught on camera in several states.
And we'll give you this live look in Zebulon. Good morning to you this morning. It'll be the warmest day of 2025 so far. And meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will tell us which parts of the area make a run at 70 degrees.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It's 441. Temperatures are chilly now, but we will see a nice warm up this afternoon. 38 in Durham and Raleigh. It's 42 right now in Fayetteville. Our skies are clear and our wind is not too strong this morning. Just maybe a hint of a breeze, but this afternoon we're going to end up seeing those winds really starting to pick up. So a coat this morning, and then you can take that coat off probably by this afternoon as temperatures will climb into the upper 60s. It's going to feel comfortable. Still maybe sweater weather. But walking the dog this morning, definitely the winter coats, and then looking at 66, 67 for later on this afternoon. We have a warm trend really all the way into early next week, but I'm tracking a system that's likely to bring us some rain for Friday into Saturday. The timeline has moved up just a little bit, so we'll take a look at that coming up.
Time is 4:41 here in the WRAL Live Center. Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood here to show you some still images that we have of this jet that crashed at an Air Force base in Alaska here in this article. You'll see right here towards the middle of the picture, you can see that there's the pilot that escaped with ejecting from the aircraft. And as I scroll up here a little bit more, you'll also see where the plane is just above in the background where the one in the foreground is sitting, and it crashes at one point. Now, the Air Force is saying, at least one of the leaders with the 354th Fighter Wing, that the pilot experienced a, quote, in-flight malfunction, and the pilot was taken to a medical facility. And at last check, that person is safe. What we're waiting on right now is to try to get this video over the feeds that we use here in the WRAL Live Center. And as soon as we have that, we'll bring it here.
14 people are dead, dozens are injured after a crowd crush at the world's largest religious gathering in India. Festival organizers say this crush happened early this morning after tens of millions of devotees went to bathe in a river and a barrier broke. Crowd crushes at Indian festivals are not uncommon. In 2013, dozens of people were killed and injured in a crowd crush at a railway station as they gathered for that same festival.
Dozens of people are sick in a tuberculosis outbreak in Kansas. State officials say there are 67 active cases in 2 counties near Kansas City. There are another 79 cases where people are infected but aren't sick and can't spread it to others. 2 people have died of TB in that area since last January.
Diabetes drug Ozempic is now approved to treat kidney disease. Novo Nordisk announced the FDA approval yesterday. A clinical trial found injections of Ozempic reduced the rate of kidney disease getting worse. It also lowered the risk of kidney failure and death from heart disease.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will become the first foreign leader to meet with President Donald Trump during his second term. The two will meet next week at the White House. White House officials say they will be meeting on Tuesday, February 4th. The meeting comes as mediators for the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal begin to work on phase 2. Steve Witkoff, Trump's Middle East envoy, is making his way to Israel this week in his first visit since Trump took office. He will be meeting with Netanyahu and other leaders. Witkoff is also talking about going inside the Gaza Strip, which would be a first for a senior U.S. official during the war.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has revoked security clearance for General Mark Milley. He also took away his security detail and ordered the Defense Department's Inspector General to investigate Milley's conduct. Hegseth didn't specify what conduct. President Donald Trump nominated Milley to be the top U.S. general in 2018. Former President Joe Biden issued Milley a blanket pardon before he left office. But an Inspector General investigation could reduce his rank if wrongdoing is found.
Truckers across the South are on the lookout for attacks targeting the tires on their trucks. A man known as the Ice Pick Bandit, along with potential copycats, have punctured thousands of tires dating back to 2023. The bandit has been caught on camera 3 times in Florida, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Similar vandalism has been reported in Texas. Some trucks have had all 18 tires flattened. One truck stop on I-30 in Arkansas has been hit 3 times in recent weeks.
Hopefully we can catch him red-handed or before he gets to attack the next time.
That truck stop plans to install more high-resolution night vision cameras.
Cumberland County Schools will unveil a new tool to better support families. It'll come out today. It's called Family Engagement on Demand. The platform gives families access to learning videos and expert-led sessions on topics like supporting a child with ADHD and how to teach kids about online safety.
The price of coffee is on the rise. Futures prices for Arabica coffee went up 2% from last week. The increase came after President Donald Trump said he would impose a tariff on Colombia. The White House later paused that decision. Now, according to the World Bank, the price of Arabica coffee had already gone up 13% in December.
Work is being done in Dare County to slow down serious erosion issues in the village of Rodanthe on Hatteras Island. 11 oceanfront homes have collapsed into the Atlantic Ocean since May of 2020 because of that erosion and shoreline loss. In Rodanthe alone, as many as 20 houses face imminent collapse within the next 2 years. The county released a video with local officials talking about what is being done to prevent those home collapses. One promising approach they're taking is buyouts and removals.
We were able to acquire those structures and demolish them and completely restore the beach area approximately a year ago. And now when you go out to those locations, you have no idea there was ever a house there. There's a beautiful, pristine, open beach, and all of the impacts that were occurring there before have been eliminated.
Costly to do that, though. Dare County says erosion isn't only an issue for those homes. It also affects NC-12 there, the highway. When the homes are not protected, NC-12 is more vulnerable, which could cause major transportation issues across the Outer Banks. Well, we've seen that in the summertime with the sand. We just saw it recently wintertime with the snow down there in the Outer Banks. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. And now here we are looking at 70 a week later.
Yeah, how about that? Kind of crazy, but, not so strange really for North Carolina. We tend to see some of those really wild swings. We kind of sit right in the middle, with the cold air to the north, with the warm air to the south. We're kind of sitting right here in the middle of it. So, we swing both ways as we get into the winter and even the spring. 38 degrees is our current temperature. Our dew point is 28. That's fairly dry. So a fairly dry air mass with us this morning. It's 41 in Roxborough, 39 Rocky Mount, 42 in Fayetteville and in Southern Pine. So it's coat weather. It's chilly this morning. It's a little breezy too. Our wind is coming out of the southwest. That's where all the warmth is coming from. We're looking at 5 to 10 miles per hour now, but it's likely to be blustery this afternoon like it was yesterday with the winds 20 to 25 and gusting up to around 30 at times. Of course, it'll be a fairly mild wind. 67 in Raleigh, 66 Durham, 69 in Fayetteville. So a really nice mild afternoon on tap. So a good day to get outside. It will still be chilly overnight tonight. We'll drop down into the low to mid 30s. So another coat morning for tomorrow, but definitely looking at some mild temperatures. Tomorrow will be slightly cooler at 60, but Friday we can pop up to 70. However, we are likely to see some rain Friday afternoon and Friday night. We'll talk about how much it could affect your Saturday coming up. But Saturday and Sunday slightly cooler, 60 Sunday and mid 60s on Saturday. How often do we see 60s in the winter? Well, pretty frequently, especially in the last 5 years. We've had 35 days at 60 degrees or warmer. Now, as you look back the last 75 years, it's only been 26 days at 60 or warmer. This winter, we've had 10 so far. It has been a very cold January, so we'll see how that goes. Speaking of cold January, you remember this just last week? Joanne Woods sent us this from Wilson County with all that snow. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send us your photos. All that Arctic air that brought us the snow last week is gone and right back up into the Arctic where it belongs. And mild air is moving in, and it'll be with us for a while. With gusty winds and dry conditions, we do have a higher fire threat for today. So if you can put off burning, that would be great until Friday when we'll have our next best chance for rain. Again, we'll talk about how it could affect your day on Friday and into Saturday.
Thanks, Elizabeth. A 70-year-old tradition will show you the craftsmanship that goes into making the footballs for the Super Bowl.
And a rare sighting here, a super pod of dolphins off the coast of California.
It was just a pretty amazing sighting because there were, number one, so many dolphins.
Yeah, it's pretty and amazing. We'll hear from a marine biologist who says seeing this amount of dolphins swimming together is unusual. Super Bowl is right around the corner, and a team you won't see on the field busy at work are making game day footballs. Right now, since the 1950s, every football used by the NFL has been handcrafted at this little old Wilson football factory in Ada, Ohio. The Eagles and the Chiefs will each get 108 balls for the game. They're all made on this factory floor, cut on site, stamped, stitched, inflated, and laced up. And then the footballs have to pass pretty rigorous inspection before being shipped out to the teams. Super Bowl 59 kicks off February 9th, and you can watch it all here on Fox 50.
The warmer weather will be a welcome change for students in Krzyzewskiville. The tents are out ahead of this weekend's Battle of the Blues between Duke and UNC. Kville sees Duke students pitch their tents outside Cameron Indoor in advance of Saturday's rivalry game. The tradition began in 1986. Duke senior Oliver Hess serves as one of two headline monitors of Kville. His family shares a special connection to this annual tradition.
My parents met tenting for the 1992 UNC basketball game, so it means a lot to me personally, and I'm happy to continue making Kville a place where people can meet each other and have fun.
What a great story, and now it runs into the next generation. The game tips off this Saturday at 6:30 p.m.
Michael B. Jordan is breaking into the horror game, and here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
I don't believe in magic, ghosts, demons, just power.
Here's your latest look at the vampire thriller Sinners. Michael B. Jordan reteams with his Black Panther and Creed director Ryan Coogler for the period horror flick, which descends on theaters April 18th.
I think there's a lot of issues that are worked through.
Kevin Kline has a new comedy series. He'll star in American